as always, in the matchless name of Jesus. This video is going to be doing my review of The Flash, Season 1, Episode 6, The Flash is Born. So, we open up this time, instead of a voiceover from Barry, we have one from Iris. And it sounds very identical to what we see from the series premiere. Very series premiere. And like, in order to... she says, just like Barry does in the series premiere, you have to believe in the impossible and things like that. She's writing on her blog, and then all of a sudden the Flash shows up, and she's in the middle, and she talks to her and says what he said last week: stop writing about me, things like that. And it's like, I just feel like, again, we see that Iris has a crush on the Flash, so it's only a matter of time before she starts falling for head over heels for Barry when she finds out they're one and the same. And then, anyways, Barry has to find out that they're on a Eddie Thawne is on the heels of some bad guy driving in a yellow Humvee or Hummer. So as the Flash, he goes after him, and then he finds out it's somebody he seems familiar to him, and he tries to punch him, but it's a little hard, but his hands hurt, and then he gets smacked, and then and then the guy hurts him, and then he runs back over to Star Labs where he is treated. So, and later he finds out that this guy is an old bully from his elementary school years, named Tony Woodward. By the way, I really love that we got flashbacks again and how they were parallel to this week's episode. So, yeah. And then, by the way, in the flashbacks, the episode just showed Tony Woodward as a bully, just mocking the Flash and just pushing and shoving him down. So that was very hard. And then we get back to the Flash, go back to the present day, and then we see him. And then we also see Joe West trying to go to Harrison Wells for talking to him about whether or not he can help him find the guy who killed the man who murdered find the man who killed his mom. So yeah, in the meantime, and it's like, I was enduring throughout the whole episode as both Harrison Wells and Joe West were chatting. It was like, I don't know what to say. It's like, I think I'm gonna hold my judgment on this man on whether or not he's good. He's actually a bad guy until we get stronger evidence, because there are a lot of people speculating thinking that he is the reverse Flash, the person who murdered her father, who murdered Barry's mom. So, anyways, we see, he says Cisco just comes up with this little boxing thing, which he says that that Barry can defeat Tony Woodward, aka Girder, who can transform into metal humanoid thing if he moves fast enough. And he tries it, and he uses a little like dummy or mannequin called Girder to do that. So, anyways, we go back to the flashbacks, and we see see Joe West just trying to teach him to box, get him to box so he can channel his energy, and tells him that he shouldn't fight, but if he has to, he needs to make sure he can do so. So, and if he doesn't feel confident, he should run the other way. So, anyways, and by the way, I really liked how they had how he had Iris, younger Iris. This is a flashback, how he had Iris box him. So, and I like that Iris got a punch in. That was cool. That was very, very cool. So, and then we go back to Barry and Eddie are confronting this guy out in the street. Barry tries to catch him, but he gets using his powers, but it didn't really work that well. So, and then he tries to go after Woodward, aka Girder, again, and it ended worse than this. Girder throws a shelf on him, and it resulted in a few broken ribs, a concussion, and things like that. So, and they have to, and then, anyways, it's like, so, this guy, anyways, before that, Girder goes to chit-chat with Iris one time at a coffee shop or whatever, and it's not very good. So it's very, I feel like, and then this was like a foreshadowing for their next confrontation. When Girder goes to Iris's house, kidnaps her, and then after which, Barry comes up, they try to, as the Flash, Barry comes, and then they fight for a little bit, and then at the elementary. By the way, this was at the elementary school that all three of them, Barry, Tony, and Iris went to when they were children. And anyways, they fight. Both the Flash, aka Barry Allen, and Girder fight. He uses Barry Allen a flagpole to do that, but then he decides to remember Joe's words and decides to run back far away from the fight, and then he realizes he decides to go as fast as he possibly can, and then when he gets back to the school, when Girder's about to do something horrible to Iris, Barry punches him super hard, just therefore shocking him, and having Cisco, and this Cisco says, "Woohoo! Supersonic punch." That was very good stuff from Tone. That was very good stuff from Cisco. And and Iris punched him as well. That was good. That was very, very good. And then, anyways, they put him in prison, and then Barry and Iris have a talk, and then he's like, and then Iris gives him a name, known as the Flash. Finally, he's known as the Flash in the universe. I'm so glad they did not drag this out, unlike what they did with Arrow. What they're doing with Arrow. So, anyways, that was very good. So, and the scene after the title opening was amazing. It's like, okay, so Joe is just scratching off Wells as a connection to this part of Joe as a primary suspect. By the way, he says that Wells just says that the particle accelerator was just a small concept after a month after he started Star Labs, when just a concept when he started Star Labs, which was a month or two after Barry's mom was killed, and he just said something about losing somebody named Morgan. And anyways, Joe is just scratching off Wells equals connected when all of a sudden lights go off and they are swooping, and then this blur comes in where in the middle was a yellow guy, and when he leaves there's a picture of Iris with a knife in it saying next her or something like that. So, oh my gosh, it's Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash is in there, and he is still active and living. So, how was it very good? Ultimately, I have to give this thing a 9.0, a 9.1, or probably a 9.2 out of 10. I'll settle with a 9.0. This was an excellent episode. I can't wait for next week's episode. Alright, that's it for this video.